Hi, everyone.
We didn't do this last time.
We didn't do it last week.
That's because I wasn't here and you guys did.
I refuse.
Also,
I denounce your ways of living.
we were in mourning.
No, I'm still in. Anyway. Yahtzee.
Welcome back to We Could Be Drinking, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Okay.
What was that?
I was going to say...
Jake, go. Do it now.
Jake, do it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to We Could Be Drinking.
Perfect.
You want to
Yes.
I apologize.
Oh, we're back on the ball.
I
We've succeeded.
didn't realize you were going to talk there.
Anyway, who cares about you guys talking? What are we drinking tonight?
I'm drinking water because I'm so severely dehydrated today. So drink water, kids.
I'm drinking Jesus water.
He's straight up lying to you. It's vodka straight.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm
drinking Jesus
Waterloo
water.
Seltzer
I'm just
Ooh.
getting talked over.
from Waterloo.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about this, ho. Go back and watch episode 1. Anyway, Erin, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a blue Hawaiian, hence my attire.
That's very sexy of you.
Thank you.
I have Kahlua and caramel liqueur and ice cream in a smoothie and milkshake.
I knew you were
have-
doing something with the blender.
And I have wine. Thank
We
you.
got that from the first 3 times you said it.
People were talking over me. I didn't know if people could hear me.
Are you drinking it out of a fishbowl?
That's for you to find out.
I mean,
That might be
what
one
I'm
of the
trying
fish
to do.
bowls.
That might be one of
not.
the
I got a 6-pack of these.
Fish
I broke
bowls.
4 of them.
It looks like the bowl we got our beta fish in.
Ah, Sligathor. You weren't
What?
around for Sligathor.
Yeah, I was.
Not you. I'm talking to Aaron.
Oh,
but
okay.
No, but I was around for the one that Colby and I accidentally killed.
Yeah, he didn't matter. Oh my god, that might be. I have a 6-pack of these though. Did I get a 6-pack of fish bowls?
You might
a
have.
pack of fish bowls.
Why would they sell a 6-pack of fish bowls?
In case you have 6 fish.
Yeah.
True. In other news, guys, do you know what kind of animal California just qualified as a fish?
Bees.
Jeez.
Bees.
Yeah. We're talking about bees tonight, the importance of bees in the community because our world is dying. And if there's one thing we can save, it's bees. And that's just by, planting pretty flowers.
I didn't even mean to wear this, but I'm wearing a national park shirt, which I feel like is kind of fitting.
Yeah, I love bees. I think they're so cool. I mean, I hate when I get stung by them, but
I have right here, chill out, little pal. I have a box that's painted like a Minecraft bee that my sister made me.
I love that.
It
It also inspired the best cinematic masterpiece of all time.
You like jazz?
You like jazz?
That's very funny that you didn't even have to think about that. You just knew where this was going.
Oh, I already had it queued up, Colby. It was just
Oh.
you mentioned bees, Jerry
He just added
Seinfeld.
it. He was like, I'm ready.
that's there. Bee movie is already in the queue.
All right. So let's talk about the Bee movie. I feel like I haven't watched it recently enough.
Should we just spend this entire episode quoting the bee movie?
The
Have
entire.
you guys ever seen that video where they bleep out every other word in the Bee movie and it sounds horrifically rated
Yeah,
R?
it just sounds
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just bleep out random words in it, and it just sounds
so
terrible.
Like yellow black, yellow black. Ooh, black and yellow. Gotta beep it up though.
Yeah.
You have a straw.
It's frozen, so with hard ice chunk.
Oh, okay.
That was a
So
very
don't go in the
delicious
straw.
sound.
You and I have different definitions of delicious.
Also, look at that straw and tell me that she can suck a pineapple cube out of there.
Yeah, that's the one thing about metal straws is that they have no
Give.
flexibility.
Yeah. She could cue up pineapple shards that she could then turn around and fire across the room if she was really interested. But
This is how you know Colby doesn't eat pineapple, because he just called pieces of pineapple shards.
if you take the straw and stab it into the pineapple, what are you going to call the little tiny piece that's in the pineapple?
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
How are you going to differentiate from the rest of the pineapple that she left at the bottom of the glass?
Your eyes, which, you're a little bit
Didn't
Maybe that's
you
why-
say you were the one that said most of our views come from non-visual sources? So
All right. You win this round.
0.1 for me. Somebody get a board.
We used to
Right here,
have
Ginger.
one.
I want a board that just says Colby 1 point.
Wait, no, I have blank space like right there. What if we
Yeah,
just put a
just
board?
do a board.
Whiteboard right
that's fine.
there.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Can I get a point for yesterday?
What'd you say
It's too.
yesterday?
It's
No.
not on the podcast, so you get nothing.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's be on the
okay.
podcast. And you weren't even on last week because you're bad. So
You weren't even on last night. You don't know what I'm referring to.
I was busy last night.
It's very true. You should have stayed busy last night.
Yeah, I wasn't going to just abandon you guys.
But
My
you did.
sweater is
Or
Ralph
abandoned.
Lauren, and I have no pants.
What?
Repeat that.
My sweater is Ralph Lauren, and I have no pants. Barry B. Benson, the B movie.
Oh,
Jake is just going to speak in B.
I have 31
Of course.
of the best quotes from the B movie pulled up on my monitor right now, and I'm gonna see if I can work them into the conversation.
I think that's the
Wow.
you just have to be silent this entire time and then just randomly spout out random B movie quotes.
Are we gonna be bees, or are we gonna be just keychains?
DJs!
Yeah, I
Everyone
obviously
follow
have
me,
not.
Except keychain!
Going back to regular bees, the bees that buzz and give us honey and make our day and give us food that we can enjoy sometimes. Unless you guys are like, racist against vegetables.
Aaron.
And
Listen.
Colby.
No, Colby's not bad.
Onions?
Onion's
That's
barely a vegetable.
It's barely a vegetable.
Okay, but bees still pollinate them. So you don't enjoy.
Okay.
Oh,
Here's
I hate to break this to you.
okay.
Bees pollinate a lot more than just onions.
I was gonna
Breakdown.
say, but I'm saying like giving you delicious food, unless you're racist against some vegetables. And I looked at the two of them because those two are racist against some vegetables, and they
Okay,
don't enjoy them.
Here's the
I
here's
just
the
don't like
difference, though.
onions, and onions are not pollinated by bees. The onion flower is pollinated by bees. The onion itself just lives underground.
Do
Okay,
onions
but
actually make flowers?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it becomes like a. It's a.
Yeah,
it's
it's like
actually a really
it's
pretty. It's where
Is that an allium?
the allium. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It gets
Um,
this real big head to the top of it.
Okay, but
Usually
that's like
shades of
saying
purple.
Yeah.
that's like saying bees don't pollinate apples; they pollinate apple trees. Like
No,
it's
that is
same
the exact
fucking thing.
opposite of what I'm saying because they literally have to pollinate the apple flower to make an apple.
Yeah.
You have to pollinate the onion flower to
No,
make an
you
onion.
don't.
You
Onions
don't.
grow
The
without the
onions
flower.
grow without the
The
flower.
flower grows after the onion is already grown.
Yeah. If the flower grows, the onion is no longer harvestable.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
Mhm.
potatoes. Okay. Okay.
And this has been
This-
brought to you by bees.
This section of the podcast brought to you by the hoe thinking she knows things about plants, but she does not.
I just figured I knew more about onions because he avoids them.
Now, have you met Colby? He
No.
goes out of his way to learn about everything he hates.
It's
Is
important
that
to be
very
well
true.
interested
informed.
in me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Colby, your mic cut out right as you were laughing, so like they couldn't hear you laughing at all, but I can just hear you from all the way in the other side of the
Maniacally laughing.
apartment.
Yeah. That was a direct quote. That's what I said.
Going back to the bees, bees are important. And does anybody know why we're having such a bee issue right now? Like, why are bees
A
so
bishoo.
important?
Bees are dying, man.
Dying.
Why? Because I don't actually know why.
I think
but
it's climate change, isn't it?
It's gotta be something with climate change.
I thought
There's
it was like
A
people.
lot of things.
Well, and you think about it, there's also just such a stigma with bees that like everyone will just get stung by a bee and they'll kill it, or the bee will die because it stings someone. So I feel like the longer bees are around, the bigger the stigma grows. So people just don't really care.
Oh, pardon.
I thought it was-
Kids, kill your local hornets, save your local
Yes.
bees.
Yeah.
I'm not attracted to the spiders. I know with everyone
Fuck
else, it's the
spiders.
hottest
Fuck
thing
those. Fuck
with
those
8
fucking
legs and
things.
all.
Doing a
But I
quote,
can't
idiot.
get by that face.
Fuck the spiders.
Hey,
Think I
ho,
agree.
shut up. He's doing a bit.
I'm sorry.
So
You should be.
So there's a lot to do with pesticides with bees, actually, because when you put herbicides on your plants in order to kill off like generic flying issues, it also turns around and it kills the bees that then try and pollinate things and then, of course, get killed by stuff. So, I totally said herbicides, and that's what you're laughing about. You
No, I'm laughing at the combination of Jake making weird faces and Aaron, who's had her hand up like it's third grade for the last
All right,
5 minutes.
Ma, you have your hands raised?
According to the Museum of the Earth.org, the most pressing threats to long-term bee survival include climate change, habitat loss and fragmentation, invasive plants and bees, low genetic diversity, pathogens spread by commercially managed bees, and pesticides.
What's an invasive bee?
The Japanese hornet that we heard about last year.
Yeah, like the bad kind of bees.
The killer hornets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, those are like the 2-inch suckers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones
I thought I
that
saw-
surfaced
Aren't there
like
also like
months after COVID.
Also, like parasites and stuff.
the ones that like go and they're like termites, but the bee version of a termite?
Aren't those regular bees though?
Wood
'Cause, like-
bees?
Oh, boar bees.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Please hold as I briefly look up bee stipes.
Bee stipes.
Bee stipes.
While Colby's looking that up, are you guys wondering why there's a giant lump in my bed over here? And it
Is
looks
that
like some.
Kobe?
No, that's my body pillow because
Oh, okay. Just cut it out or bleep
Is
me
it your
out.
waifu?
Sorry.
she doesn't care. She wants to be on here eventually, anyways.
That's fair, but like for your privacy, if you wanted.
Anyways,
Hoot!
my mother and my sister came here yesterday because my sister had never seen the apartment, and I realized I hadn't like cleaned it all or made my bed even, so I texted my roommate saying, "Hey, quick, clean up and make my bed for me." And then I paid him $10, and that's how he made my bed, by sticking a body pillow underneath that side of the bed.
And he made it sound like I'm the weirdo.
Yeah, you are.
A poll right now. Would you put your body pillow under your covers, or would you just leave it on top of the covers as you
You
sleep?
leave it on top of the covers.
You put it underneath and you cuddle with it. That's the point of a body pillow.
Retweet Aaron.
You're not winning this one. 'Cause
Unless
you're wrong.
unless you're my weird boyfriend who stuffs it in between the wall and the bed so he doesn't fall in between the bed and the wall.
I love your boyfriend. He is very tall. He's not that skinny. Like he's not just gonna slide between a 2-inch gap between the wall and the bed frame. He's like this tall, skinny dude, but like
He's not
gonna
He's
happen.
not this thin.
No.
All right,
So
well,
funny.
this is eye-opening for me. I didn't realize that I'm the stupid one here.
That happens a lot.
Didn't like that
It's the
reaction
James
at
being the
all.
stupid one.
Anyway, let's name off some bee types, right? So we've got different bee species: the western honeybee, American bumblebee, common eastern bumblebee, Bombus affineus, Bombus oculatus,
They call me Mr. Boombastic.
buff-tailed bumblebee, Bombus
Buff-tailed bumblebee.
buff-tailed.
That was your
bumblebee.
nickname in college, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
There's 77 of these, so I just wanted
There's
to. I wanted to make.
77 types of bees.
Well, that's just like
10,000
30 seconds
years
worth.
later.
10,000 years will give you such a lot amount of bees.
What?
Two things can be true. Yeah, I just needed to get down as far as bombus. I needed to talk about bombus. It's probably the Latin word for bee, but just very
Does
funny.
anyone else get those like honey videos on their Instagram Explore?
Yeah.
Where it's like they're just
Yeah,
like
no, I've
shelling
seen those.
honey out of the
Yeah, they just take like a giant thing of honeycomb and it's just like
Yeah.
dripping with honey, and it looks
Yep.
really funny looking almost, but it also looks like it would taste amazing,
So I
even though it's
saw
all just honey and wax.
the one I see is the farming one where they have the trays of honey and they'll like scrape down it and put it in a
Mhm.
barrel and spin it around.
Oh, okay.
Full force. I love that shit. Also, honeycomb is delicious.
Yeah, it
Even
is.
if it is just honey and wax, it's so
It's
good.
honey and wax, but it tastes good.
So good.
Honey tastes good. Like
Next week, Nope. 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna mail everybody honeycombs, but I'm gonna make them myself because we have honey in the closet and also candle wax.
Or you could just go out, buy a bunch of combs and just cover them in honey.
Stick them in a
Honeycomb.
Ziploc bag. I
Yeah.
won't even bother with a Ziploc bag. Stick them in an envelope. USPS. Everybody's gonna turn around and be like, "What's this disgusting parcel that I just received?"
Why is this dripping? You just pull out a honey-soaked comb.
By the time it gets to everybody, it's just gonna be like a comb that's sticky and gross. There's
Mm,
gonna be like no soaking left. It's just gonna be like
the
tacky and
entire
nasty.
envelope's just going to be drenched.
shredded. Yeah.
The poor postal delivery guy is going to just.
I would
Is that a
love.
quote from the B movie, or is that your reaction?
That's my reaction. However, I did have a former coworker that decided to send his pubes in the mail to everyone as a Christmas card. So I don't think a honey card could be worse.
Sorry.
No.
Wait. Back up.
forgot
Yeah, I
about
think
this
we're
story.
going to need some context on that one.
Oh my god.
I former coworker.
Good question.
is-
How former?
Before I moved.
Okay.
Former.
Okay, that makes more
Um,
sense.
He is just,
Like 5 years ago now, right?
a good person. He likes to have fun all the time. And one year he decided he's also a very hairy man.
Except for you.
Yep. He decided to shave everything. And save all the hair clippings.
Make a cat out of that much hair. Oh.
Yes. Like he had a beard that was like down to like his belly button kind
He
of
shaved the
thing.
beard too.
Oh yeah, it was everything.
Oh no.
So itchy
And-
afterwards, I bet.
Oh,
I'm sure he was. Anyway, he
He spent 2 weeks in agony.
he's had this hair collection for a couple of years trying to decide when to send it out, and he decided like 2 years ago, 2020, Christmas 2020, he was going to just be like, you know what? It's already been a shit year. I'm gonna enjoy. You're gonna get some funny shit now. So he literally just sent like some sort of picture, like I guess, and like glued on his pubes to like as the actual hair, and sent it to his, in the mail.
My God.
That.
Oh
And-
so
my
much.
god.
There was another former coworker that also got one of these cards. I did not get one of these cards because I helped make them. I helped do the design of the actual card part. I didn't actually do the
Jake's sitting
gluing
there,
of the
like,
hair.
Plucking pubes out of this guy and gluing them down. He's
Get
just, like,
over here,
standing
Rick.
there.
Get over here,
Yeah.
I ran out.
Yeah,
Get your
but
pants down. I got to take some.
but he's the other coworker that got this card in the mail. He's like, it was fine and all until I saw the little curlies on the outside of the envelope.
Oh my god. How
So-
horrifying.
Oh my god.
I need to also describe everyone's faces was like so disgusted right now. Just
Yeah.
watching your faces was bringing me more joy than the actual story. You guys are like all like clenched up and
Okay.
Colby,
thanks.
had you heard that story before?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
He definitely told me that, and I had a similar reaction. So the second time you hear it, it's hysterical.
so I'll tell it again in like 7 months from now.
Yeah.
And you'll
Yeah,
all be
sure.
dying of laughter, but also like you'll throw something at me.
September
It's fine.
15th, 2023, you'll tell the story again, and then and we'll all react like Colby. And Colby will have a different reaction since it'll be his
Yeah,
third
I'll
time
have to come
hearing
up with-
it.
Yeah, something new.
Or Colby just doesn't have to be there.
I'll be busy.
Are
that
you
day.
saying we're going to kick him out? Oh.
Yeah.
Awkward.
So going back to the bees.
Hang on, Ho. Hang on, Ho. He's trying to do his echo.
Don't be a bitch.
It's Christmas.
I can't, motherfucker.
Going back to the bees, I have a very serious question, and I do mean this seriously. What the fuck is the birds and the bees?
The sex talk.
And the
I
cocoa
mean,
stuff's
I know
in the
that.
Big Rock
You mean
Candy
where the
Mountain.
metaphor comes from?
Yeah, because like I didn't have a sex talk. Like my mom, we'll go into how I learned about sex.
Wow.
Oh, my
Knowing your
parents bought me a
parents the
book.
way we do, that's shocking.
we'll get into how I learned about sex another time.
No,
but, like,
no. Let's get into that now.
All right, for one, I had a talk.
God. This
Everything
is not
I know
where
about-
wanted this to go. I was
Shouldn't have
trying
asked
to
the
be good and
question
keep
there,
it not
homegirl.
sexual.
You start the topic, okay?
I wanted to.
You
No,
picked
so-
the topics for this week.
I know.
This is on
Okay,
you.
but I love bees, and I'm genuinely just curious where the metaphor for birds and the bees come from. I didn't want to talk about
So
sex.
personally, I have no idea how birds and the bees got connected to the sex talk. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I can't figure out for the life of me what the birds and the bees have to do with sex and how
Yeah,
to
no,
use
I
them
have
to
no idea.
describe sex. I don't understand.
Again, 12 seconds on Google. John Evelyn in the 17th century of England wrote a journal in which he talked about the birds and the bees as the first colloquialism for sex. Then that journal was published over 100 years later. It was in 1644 he wrote the entry called Evelyn's Diary. And then 100 years later, after he died, they published it as like modern literature.
Basically, so bees
According to all
pollinate
known laws of
flowers, so
aviation,
they
there is
take
no way the bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small for its fat little body to get off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think are impossible.
That was fantastic placement.
That was
right there.
excellent.
Just love the like talking faster and a little bit louder to Aaron so he can get the quote out as fast as he can.
Sorry, Aaron, but go ahead.
So using the phrase "the birds and the bees" makes people more comfortable due to the euphemisms involved. Traditionally, this story is told by parents to their children to help explain the positive results of sexual intercourse, as well as the immediate effects are obvious in which bees fertilize flowers and birds lay eggs.
Oh, that makes sense.
So bees are a euphemism for men, and birds are women.
I'm a bird.
You're
You're
a
a
bird.
bird.
Well, everybody heard. The bird is the
Bird's a
word.
word.
Way of horse feet.
Surfing bird.
Okay, so that was like my topic. That's what I
So,
wanted.
Ho,
to know.
tell us how you learned about sex.
No, go back to talking about bees.
Yeah, we can talk about my sex life on another time.
This
Or-
isn't your sex life. This is like your sex
No.
learning.
No, it's
You're
a whole,
slurring.
It's a whole story.
Oh.
It is a whole story. We can talk about it another time.
Spend an entire episode on it.
Probably.
Oh,
It caused me
lovely.
Have to.
severe emotional damage and made me the way I am.
You severely emotionally damaged?
Right?
No.
All right.
Everybody knows that the bird is the word.
Bird.
It's a word.
Okay.
Anyways, back to bees.
Back
Surfing
to
bird.
bees. What are some other fun facts about bees or questions about bees? How the
Um,
fuck do they fly?
They can use
They win.
they simply
sword-
don't care.
They
So.
can replace their stingers with the swords that you put in fancy drinks.
Are you serious?
God, you need to see the bee movie right now. Let's axe her. She has to go watch it right now. Come
Yeah,
back.
no, Ho, you're done. Get
You're
out
done.
of here.
You're cut off.
That wine was too much.
Yeah.
Half a glass.
I was gonna
Too
say,
much.
It wasn't that much.
Yeah. Something that happened in 2019, I think it was, is that baffled scientists were that bees were diving at an alarming rate, and it would happen like at bee farms and stuff in hives. They would just like come out someday, and there would just be like 100 bees just chilling outside the hive, and then no one had any idea what the hell it was. And it was like a massive thing that happened in several different states and areas. And they were like, yeah, here's just a ton of dead bees. And
That's really weird.
yeah, like normally you expect a certain amount of populace to die because they only last like 3 weeks or something like that, or two months. Or
Didn't
something.
that happen to birds at one point too? Like
I don't know.
in
I
the
don't pay attention to
2010s.
birds. Avian flu right around that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of birds just like dropped out of the sky.
There's BV flu. Is that I remember seeing a thing a couple of years ago where it was like they were making mechanical bees.
Yeah.
Has that like taken off at all or
No.
okay, good.
Again, as the first few lines of the bee movie script, it goes, you know, their wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because
Okay.
bees don't care what humans think is impossible.
Understandable. Thank you, Jake.
What humans think are impossible, that's why it doesn't work.
So another fun event with bees. At one point, this hive farmer was collecting blue honey from his bees and he couldn't figure out why. And so daily he would kind of try to track where his bees went, and it turns out that they were going to an M&M factory nearby and eating the waste of the blue M&M candies and processing the sugar and turning it into blue honey.
That's very funny.
That's hysterical.
Shame on
he
M&Ms
said
for
he-
having,
He
like.
said the oops, sorry, go for
No,
it.
you're fine. Shame on M&M for having blatant waste, but
Honestly.
it's
How do
very
you
funny.
have- Blue waste from that. Like, just use it on chocolate.
I
but
don't know.
It's
But he
gotta-
also said that the honey tasted more like chocolate than it did honey.
Well, that's because
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't have
I don't like that.
I don't
There's
have
no
positive feelings on that one.
No, like the texture plus the flavor just would not be okay.
No.
All right, that's all I got about bees.
M&M's newest product, honey.
No
Do,
thanks.
The honey M&M.
Honey.
See, If they made like
do,
honey
do.
M&Ms, I think that might be good because they have the ones that are like the crunchy inside. So they could kind of make like a little like honey and wafery type of thing, maybe.
Yeah, no.
That wouldn't be an M&M.
It still would be an M&M. They do a wafer like on the inside of the actual M&M.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like just a wafer on the outside filled. with
No.
honey.
Here's
a
a
reverse
wafer. This is an
M&M.
M&M. No, this is a wafer. No, it's an M&M. We promise.
But if you
Newest
asked the real
marketing
Slim Shady if that was approved by Eminem.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so that's bees.
That's bees.
A lot that I don't know. Me.
he's gonna learn about bees now just because he doesn't know about them.
Weekend plans.
So
Anyway.
onto our other topic that we were told to discuss.
So, I was responsible for topics this week, and hold on, my cat is, Why doesn't someone else announce it while I go on mute quickly?
No. This is all you.
Okay,
We're just gonna
goodbye.
shoot.
She
We're
was not responsible. She was just
Yeah, no,
She
it
took
wasn't
the
even
She was
initiative
she was
faster than
herself.
the rest of us.
to go come up with
She
topics.
was faster, and it was an okay topic. So
She announced to us,
Anyway.
"Hey, I got topics for this week, and they're these."
Anyway, bees, and then the other topic, if I choose to announce it, involves pissing off states.
Everyone in the U.S.
so basically, the second
if we're
topic.
good, there's 50 states. We have the potential to piss off
All
all
of
of them.
So the other topic was to list off the 10 worst states and the 10 best states.
And why? We
And
wouldn't just
why?
leave you hanging.
I
course,
think it'd
we
be
wanna
way
have a
funnier
reason.
just to leave everyone hanging. Like,
Just
oh,
like,
yes.
this is it. No
Kentucky,
explanation.
bad.
End
Next
of
topic.
episode.
Anyway,
If you're from Kentucky, I'm sorry for you.
Uh,
You live in a bad state,
Yeah.
and we won't tell you why.
You probably know, but either way,
And of course, just like always, these are just our opinions. It's not like we have scientific facts. Although, I don't know about you, for some of them, I did do some research just so that I could prove that your states are garbo.
I
well,
did
okay,
one.
it's kind of well known, like that some states are just garbo.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we don't really need to do that much research on them. I,
Well-
for one, did no research at
while
all.
we're waiting,
because-
while we're waiting for the hoe, what do you guys think about Megachusetts?
I love Megachusetts.
Have
It
you
will
ever heard of
inconvenience
Megachusetts?
Tons of people.
I've heard of it, but isn't it like they just extend Massachusetts so that it just kind of like covers
Just
everything?
shoots through the
It's
It's a
union.
parallel line that
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
across
yeah.
the.
It's
west-
literally just Massachusetts, but straight across the United States. Well, it's not like straight across. It's more like a diagonal. So we go from Massachusetts, like through like Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Utah, and then through to the end of California.
I think it's a great
Aaron, do you
idea. I'm
think
behind
Utah
it all
is
the way.
next to Indiana?
No, it was. I skipped a couple. There's like
Okay.
there's like a Wyoming and a Nebraska in there, but nobody cares about Wyoming. So
Just making sure you didn't
It
think
goes
they were
from
skipping.
it goes Mass through New York, through Michigan, touch of Indiana, through Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado, the other state, through Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and California. There's another state that's the upper right quadrant, or what's the one that's Kansas? That's the state. It doesn't matter either.
We need to quiz each other on some states because none of us seem to be good at them.
instead
I
of
do want to point out, though, it is like designed as a straight line. So it's just like Massachusetts will continue straight across the U.S. because
Instead of the worst
you guys
states-
made it sound like Massachusetts just goes like this.
Yeah, it
across
just
the United
zigzags.
States, just shooting through and conquering states as it goes
Well-
all the way to the West Coast.
It is Megachusetts. Might as well conquer some states while you're at it.
I've done some driving in Massachusetts. I hope that if there's going to be a state that takes over, it's not them, because if nothing else, the road quality would go down.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Oh,
my God.
hey!
My
oh, what
cat-
are your opinions on Megachusetts?
You know, as a state that is very liberal 100% of the time, I think that a Megachusetts would be wonderful.
Wouldn't it?
I think it's just very funny. There's another one that I saw that was just not having to do with the US, but they said, how about we just roll up Chile? Like, just keep the top where it is and roll the rest of it into the sea. And then we'll see what the South America looks like afterwards. Big fan of that one too.
All right, top 10 and top bottom 10.
And top bottom 10. All right, so are we starting with the top 10 or the top bottom 10?
I think we should each go through our top 10 and then with the reasons, and then we each go through our bottom 10 with the reasons.
I think we have to concise as a group, like make an argument and then decide as a group what is the top 10.
Okay, can we vote for the worst state? Because I think we all know what state it is.
Yeah,
and-
it's not even a question what the worst state is.
I
Ready?
don't know if we're all going to agree, but
don't
Okay,
know.
but that's
Let's go.
because
I'd like to hear because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I
exactly.
have
What
a
do you
different.
think it
I'm
is?
not. I don't think I'm on the same wavelength.
me and Ginger definitely on the same
yeah,
wavelength,
no, me
I
and
feel
me
it.
and the hoe already had this talk, and we both agree that it's Texas.
It's Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Abbott?
See-
Come on, Greg
Not-
Abbott.
okay,
Not
so here's the
Texas.
thing. I do have Texas high on my list. I think it's
Yeah.
number 3. But
What the hell is above Texas? Besides Florida.
Again.
Florida, bingo,
Alabama.
Okay, but here's
and
the- here's the thing.
Alabama.
All right. See, honestly, the top 3 for me were those 3. So I
Top 3.
feel like you
That's the
could.
top bottom 3, right?
Yeah, that's the top bottom 3. You can kind of mix and match the 3 of them, I guess.
So I did no research. So my opinions are just going to go based on vibes. So in my opinion, the worst state is Wyoming because who the fuck lives in Wyoming? And nobody
Wyoming
cares
has-
about Wyoming.
Aaron.
Okay, it's a giant volcano that's going to blow up sometime. Who gives a shit?
No, it's not.
It is.
That's Yosemite.
It's all one place.
It's not. You're stupid.
When one of them blows up, the other one's not gonna be there.
Wyoming was also number 2 on my list.
Thank you.
Oh, I would. Okay, so what state we're voting? Who's number one?
Wyoming.
Who's number one?
Wyoming.
The worst state.
I vote Texas.
I vote Texas.
I'm going with Georgia. Oh, no, with Alabama. I lied.
I'm going with 3.
With a new state that I haven't talked about yet. Alabama.
Colby, why do you think Alabama?
No research, just vibes.
Oh, okay. Wrong.
No, that was
Have you
Aaron.
done nothing
Only
with
did
me?
research.
No, I'm
Oh.
saying Aaron can't decide because of Alabama, because of his reasoning. She just has to pick one because of
No,
vibes.
my
Okay.
opinion is vibes, but I want to hear Colby's opinion.
Okay,
So
so
you had okay.
until this, you also went with Alabama, right? Right, Aaron?
She
I
has a
said
she was a-
Wyoming,
She went
Wyoming,
Wyoming.
but Alabama is
That's not
definitely
at
up there.
all. Until this year, Alabama was the 50th in the United States for education. Like, you have had one of the longest times to get your education system together, and you botched it.
When was
All the
Alabama?
way.
What year was Alabama formed?
Hey
Who the hell
Siri,
knows?
I have a computer.
we all have
Alabama
computers. We're all
first.
on our computers.
I'm currently actually streaming this from Iraq. so
1819.
that's interesting. 1819.
Yeah.
You've had 200 years to get your shit together,
Alabama's education system does suck.
and it's garbo.
It's
However, I found out with a little bit of research, it is no longer 50th in the Union. Woo!
What's
Props go to
It's like Mississippi, I think.
New Mexico.
Really?
Ooh.
that? I believe I had to do for one of my grad classes. I had to do a not a presentation, like a report on a school system that got reformed, and just do like, stuff on it. And the whole thing was based on school systems in New Mexico that had to have been reformed because they were so bad.
Yeah, New Mexico has dropped down to number 50, and I suspect it has a lot to do with reservations and stuff, because
Oh, they're not
anything
regulated.
is-
No.
Bingo. And so the states still count that as like, can they do the math, science, English of everybody else? But also, we don't provide the materials to make sure they can actually learn that.
Yep. So it
That's
makes them look
unfortunate.
stupid. It makes them look stupid because they're not reaching the standards that, states put in place, even if they're not supplying the help.
But still, Alabama.
And Yakub, what's your top bottom first state?
I had Idaho.
So any
You know,
Land of the potato.
any
I'm
reason?
I'm like, there's potatoes are the only good thing.
That's
What
valid.
else
why
is
is it
there?
such a stupid shape?
It is a really
It's
stupid
obnoxiously large. Like, it's
My favorite is like
obnoxiously large for what it produces in life.
imagining states in different positions makes me laugh all the time. Like, can you imagine if Texas was upside down?
Or just trying to rearrange the U.S. Like, imagine if Rhode Island was next to like California.
I just like I love the idea of like just spinning them around just to see what would happen. And Idaho is one of the dumbest ones to imagine in any other shape.
Yeah,
Like, it goes from like a slab of leg of lamb
Meat. Oh.
to suddenly it's just like kind of a pot maybe, or it's a flag or a butcher's knife, and then if you put it the other way, it's like just a weird shape.
This is more out of nowhere because we haven't talked about this state, but another one that's a really dumb like shape formation is Michigan. Just
Mhm.
because it's two different things.
Give
It's
the
two
land
different
back
land
to the other
masses.
side.
Yeah, it's two different land masses.
Yeah. So if you live in any of the states that we've mentioned so far,
You suck.
you suck. And you should think about your life choices. Not having to do with your state at all. Just, just as a concept, you should
That's a
probably.
concept.
I would like to announce my top 10 that I
I would
are the
also like
worst.
to announce my
You
top
created a top 10 list?
I have 10 of each, best and worst.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
you guys
same
are
here.
waiting.
Did you do
That's-
like
I didn't know we were supposed to prepare for this. I thought we were just going to decide.
I
as
knew
we
I was
went.
going to be on the podcast 15 minutes before we started, so I'm glad I just have content.
wow,
But I
I'm
have a
so
top
glad
10.
that we've never talked before this.
I've never talked to you before, Coley.
Anyway, did you for the two of you that actually did the assignment, did you guys do like, this is my bottom state and this is my top state and this is number 9 on the bottom and number 9 on the top and number 8 on the bottom and number 8 on the top?
No, so I have
It-
10 states. The number one worst state is number one on my bad list. And then I have another set of 10 states. And the number one on my good list is my favorite state.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
he's
and
asking.
so the rest of them could just be switched around.
Yeah, he's
I thought
asking.
we were-
I just listed off 10 states. There's no numerical value to it.
Okay, good. Because
Okay.
that's
I
also,
thought we were going to compile them as a group.
I mean, we can also judge
I'd like to
states.
go through my
Concept.
terrible ones.
All right, well, I'm starting.
Go for it.
I have Idaho. Potatoes are the only good thing, I think. Wyoming. What is it? Connecticut. Traffic and taxes. California. It's on fire, and LA seems overrated. Nebraska. Cell phone coverage maps even hate this state. Kentucky. Education's in the garbage, and Mitch McConnell is from there. Ohio. Has anything good come from there either? Florida. Hillbillies and gators. Nevada. Legal prostitution and gambling. Minnesota. Vikings and too many lakes. And those are your top 10.
Okay,
Of
here's the thing
the-
though. Is there a reason you excluded Texas?
Vikings.
I'm indifferent about Texas. Like, there's things I like from Texas, like that are a product of Texas. I don't like what some of the values that Texas has,
Fair.
or actually all the values that Texas has. But I really enjoy some of the products and things that come from Texas. So.
All right, that's valid.
I guess
That's
it's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not
They kinda-
it's
they
not
kinda
on
even
a
each
10
other
best or 10 worst. It's just
It's in the 30 meh states.
yeah. I'd also like to point out of both the best and worst, I've been to 7 for each category, 7 of each state,
Congratulations.
and I'm also judging on the places. Like I would like to visit all these states, and I'm also judging states and making presumptions, just judging it by the cover, like the book by its cover. So
Out
Very
of fairness, what else would you do?
May I go through my top 10 now or bottom
No,
10?
no, no,
Top
no.
bottom
We're
10.
still going to talk about Jake's.
Okay.
No, we're just skipping you.
Go ahead.
So
Al.
my top bottom 10 starts with Texas because fuck them. Number 2 is Alabama because they're cousin fuckers. Number 3 is Florida because boomers and gators. Number 4 is Kentucky, and while they are brother fuckers, they also create 95% of the world's bourbon, and like that kind of evens it out just a little bit. And number 5, I also have Connecticut because roads and taxes, but also because everyone who lives specifically along the shoreline grossly misrepresents real Connecticut citizens, and it's disgusting. Then number 6 is New Jersey. It's the armpit of the country. Everyone can agree on that. Nothing happens in New Jersey. Number 7 is Iowa, because fuck them. Number 8 is Utah because Mormons. They're all just clones. And do y'all know what We're not going to talk about soaking. Never
No,
mind.
I know
I
what
know what
soaking is,
soaking
but
is.
soaking is for a different episode.
Soaking's for a
Yeah,
different episode,
yeah,
but
I
they're
know what
soaking, so
soaking
that
is.
just knocks it down.
Yeah.
And then number 9 is West Virginia because why couldn't it all just be one Virginia? And then 10 is Ohio because I never want to step foot in Ohio. Also, I just watched The Devil in Ohio, which is a really good Netflix show if you guys want to watch it.
We're not promoting Netflix.
But it's a really good show. It's about cults. But then again, I don't want to go to Ohio because of cults. So,
Usually, to get to anywhere like the northern, anywhere west, you have to go through Ohio. From the east.
Alternatively, you could fly.
All right. While the
Depends.
hoe was talking, I made a list.
Your top bottom 10?
My top bottom 10.
Top
Okay,
bottom
I'm
10.
gonna I'm gonna
Had I
start at number
realized you were
10
making a
now.
list, I could have made a song for you, Aaron.
I know. Well,
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut,
Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho,
Idaho,
Illinois, Indiana.
Indiana. All right. So I'm gonna start from 10 and then
you guys
work
and
up
I
to
had
the
a
worst.
different education.
Again, these are just for arbitrary reasons and vibes. Number 10 is Florida because it is a bad state, but too many interesting things happen there for it to not exist. I think the world would miss the Florida man.
Yeah.
9 is Mississippi because I can't spell it correctly.
MISSISSIPPI.
Arkansas because it's pronounced wrong. It should be Arkansas, not Arkansas. New Jersey
drink that.
because it's the armpit of the United States. Alaska because it makes no sense. It should be part of Canada. I don't understand why we have Alaska.
Didn't we buy it from Russia?
We bought it from
We
Russia.
did buy it from
We did
Russia.
buy it from
Even
Russia.
funnier. Can you imagine
Yeah.
if Canada just like looked over and they were like, "Yeah, we've got this huge chunk of land, and it's totally not ours, but
You want it?
It's fine. Like it's just there." And Russia was like, "We don't want this anymore. We'll sell it to America for $14."
Basic. It was.
I have
something
to
like that.
imagine that Canadians hate Alaska.
I imagine they don't have a whole lot of thoughts on it because there's only like 9 people there.
I imagine it's
Yeah.
a little. It's the
Make a
little bit
good
of Canadians that live right between the gap of Washington and Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little strip right there.
Probably
Those people might have their feelings towards hating the state, but
Yeah.
otherwise,
Continuing, Missouri for similar reasons to Mississippi. I can never spell it correctly. 4, Alabama for obvious reasons. 3, Connecticut because no offense to any of you, but it sucks. 2, South and North Dakota are tied because I don't know why they're separated. It should be just one large Dakota. And Wyoming because I also don't see the point of Wyoming.
Aaron just wants to take any state that looks vaguely box-like and axe it from the Union.
No.
If
She
you've
wants
got
to
four
take
Which is the
sides
any
majority
state.
of the
Get
Western
the
She
hell
wants
outta
to
states.
take
here.
any states that like kind of look like they'd go together and just combine them.
Yeah. There's no point. Like, why?
Of course, Massachusetts.
Mega choose it.
Bringing it all back.
All right. I have. Well, I'm going to just say my number one. I've updated my number one for top. Was it top bottom?
Top
Yeah.
bottom.
Bottom 10.
Solely because of another topic that I found out about this morning that I'm going to bring to light. I'm going to say my top bottomest state is Florida solely because of Ron DeSantis.
Mood.
So this is where I got into my list because thank you, Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis, Texas and Florida. I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on either one of them, except for your governors suck.
Mm-hmm. The reason I bring up DeSantis is because today, or actually it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's
today.
good.
It was today. It was this morning
Morning.
that it was reported that DeSantis just dropped off 2 planes of migrants in Martha's Vineyard because he didn't want them in Florida, and he claimed that Massachusetts was better. He was like, they're a migrant state, they can handle them.
Yeah. And then today, also, because why not for funsies, Greg Abbott also dropped 2 busloads of migrants off in DC. Just
For the same reasons.
same reason.
And
It's
see, I could understand if this was like almost like a policy, you know, like we're not prepared to take on migrants like this. We're going to send them to a state that is going to actually do something to, you know, help them get jobs and stuff. But the killer is that there was no warning given. He just they just dropped him off and said, "Here, you're in a new place now. Handle it."
Yeah, which is very funny to me because I imagined as I was reading it, if they sent them to anywhere else, people would laugh, put them back on the plane, and send them back. Like if you sent them to North Dakota's gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
If they turned around and they sent them to any of the states in the middle, Colorado, Virginia, anything across the center of the states,
Yeah.
they'd be like, this is not our job. Like
You
you're
send
a
them to the
border
northern
state.
states that are more
You handle
primarily
it.
Democratic. You're just doing it to piss them off.
Now, that's not to say that states that are further north in the U.S. aren't more prepared to handle like paperwork and transitionary stuff, and at least then people aren't like standing out in the hot sun.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was so stupid as a publicity.
Yeah,
stunt. 'Cause
it
those
is. And
two
and that's
those
the
two
thing.
idiots
That's
just went,
all it
"Get
is.
them out of here."
That's all it was a publicity stunt. It wasn't with the, you know, best interests of these people in mind. It was solely a publicity stunt.
So at Florida and Texas, vote your governors out this coming year.
Go blue.
Why? Because I think they're ugly and dumb.
And one of them is a Zodiac killer.
No. That's he's a senator.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Vote him out too. Get him to jail.
So my top bottom 10, and they're not in any particular order. Alabama, Florida, Texas. Those are in an order. And then I have Arizona, New Mexico, and California because it is too damn hot.
In California?
Half the state is in a red zone. Like people aren't supposed to live there. It's too hot. You're practically desert or arid desert or semi-desert. Get the hell out. Like
I didn't realize that California was that hot, but it makes sense since it's literally next to Arizona.
left. Yeah.
Yeah. I just know that like the area is more northern, like the San Francisco area is not nearly as hot.
Yeah, I also put California on my top bottom 10 because I was born and raised in New England. And as someone born and raised in New England, I want the fear of God to be put into me through extreme snow and incredible, feats
And
of.
don't worry about it. Oh, I can just adjust his volume after.
Okay, I just couldn't hear him.
Okay.
So I want my death to come through like an intense blizzard, or I will allow a hurricane. Those are the 2 ways that I am going to die.
What about a hurricane What if it's like a tornado,
No.
but you get crushed
Nope.
by something in the
No.
process?
Nope.
Okay.
Which is why I also get to, on my top bottom 10, Oklahoma. I do not want to die by wind. I do not want to die by some big swirly vortex of somebody that breathed into a straw too hard and it went into the sky.
Started a tornado.
Started a tornado. I don't want to die by some giant fire that nobody just. I'm just gonna throw my cigarette on the ground and then I'll burn half the state up. No.
It's
feel
a
like
gender
that's-
reveal party, actually, that went wrong.
Okay, but it's a boy.
I feel like that's
California's
also
on
likely to
fire.
happen in California, though. California
Huh.
just has it. Like Jake said, the entire state is on fire.
I also have no interest to deal with earthquakes. None. My fear of God comes from snow and water
Yeah.
alone. And if the earth is shaken, I'm outie.
And no, that's definitely fair.
And then
Earthquakes are just one of those things that, like, if you don't live with them happening, you almost don't think they're real. Like
I remember
you said,
reading
we're in New England. We don't exactly deal with earthquakes.
2015 is the last one that I know of, and that's when they shut down the Washington Monument. And we didn't feel a thing.
Yeah,
Like I went about my day. I read about it. I heard it on the news.
I
But-
think I remember hearing about it too. But then in California, they have one like once a week because
Yeah.
they're right on top of tectonic plate thing.
So the last of my list is Iowa. If you have ever seen a map of Iowa, their county map is disgusting.
Yeah,
Disgusting. Any map has to follow like the natural give and flow of the terrain, and Iowa just went, "Let's make it a square."
So,
Hey, no, but the
also
thing
fun fact too
Every
about
county has to be square.
so fun
except
fact
for
too.
one.
There are 99 counties in that state. There should be a 100, but if you look at that county map, there is one county that decided, well, I'm gonna be a big boy, and is twice the size of every other single county in that state.
Ridiculous. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
and then
Iowa deserves to be in the top 10 just because of that.
I also have Arkansas again, Aaron, but I have Arkansas on the list not because it's pronounced wrong, even though you're right.
Incorrect.
I have it on the list because if you've ever seen the flag of Arkansas, it's stupid as fuck.
All right, obviously I have to Google this now.
And then you can superimpose one right up here, and I'll just flip it off. Yeah, it just says Arkansas.
Is it really?
That's so dumb. That took 5 seconds to make.
Yes,
They went,
you
"Oh,
could-
God!"
You
Like
could
they-
even
it's
do a
like they
better
were going
job.
to a, like the 50
They were
states were going
walking
to
into the delegation, and they were like, "Oh shit, did you bring the flag?" And somebody was like, "We were supposed to bring a flag."
Yeah,
Somebody's
so
like, "I brought a tablecloth," and they were like, "Quick, white marker, Arkansas."
Arkansas. Quit. That looks so dumb. Quit. Just draw a blue diamond around it. It's fine.
Shut up. Stop judging our flag.
Yeah, no, that's super dumb.
Colorado was like, "That's a really dumb flag, guys." And they were like, "You put a C on there. Like, yours is also stupid." They were like, "Yeah, but at least we tried."
Yeah, Colorado's is pretty dumb too, though.
Rachel, did you just react with an emoticon?
I don't like that I was called out and Jake wasn't. I was reacting to
I wasn't
It's a
paying attention.
emoticon.
Yeah, no, we were too busy getting angry over state flags and not you guys.
Jake and I
Yep.
were flirting again.
It's what you do best.
So
It
are we
is.
ready for our
I did
actual
not
top
like
10?
that.
Wait, Ginge didn't say his top 10.
I did. I only went with Florida as the worst because of
You didn't-
DeSantis.
You didn't give the oh well, you only found out you were joining like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
before that.
exactly.
So number 1, Florida. Nice.
Done.
All right.
Top
Well,
bottom 10.
in that case, then the top 10 best, I will also start out in no particular order. They're just 10 states that I really like. I have Vermont, its beauty and grace, and maple syrup. New Hampshire, live free or die is a really nice motto.
You're really going to piss off a lot of people for like comparing Vermont and New Hampshire directly to one another and putting Vermont above New Hampshire.
Yeah, I know, but it's also I don't care. New York, there's some really crispy ass air in the northern parts of the state.
There is crispy air in the northern parts.
You know, there's other ways you could have said that. That would
No,
would have made the air sound
no.
better.
I have, as someone who's been to the top of the state,
So
there
am
is
I.
crispy ass air.
Oh, I
up
know it's
there.
crispy ass air up there, but
It's crispy.
it's
air.
ass
I was gonna
and
say.
air.
Arizona just seems like a place that I'd like to go visit. It just looks nice. The northern part of California is up there. Southern part I don't care about. That's why it's on the worst side.
That's a half. That's a half. of the
Jake's
top
out
10
there
right
cutting
there.
states in
Yeah.
half just for list reasons.
Aaron's there merging them together. I'm there splitting them up.
We'll end up with 50 states in the end. I'm going to combine some. Jake will split some apart.
Next week, we're just going to take a map and we're going to redraw lines where we want them to be.
Have you ever seen that? Like, people from Europe are given a blank map of the United States and told
Yeah,
to
I love
identify it.
Although,
that's
out of
fun.
fairness, if someone handed me like a map of Luxembourg and they were like, give me any of the parts of Luxembourg, I'd be like,
Okay, even like if you were given a map of Canada, could you name all the Canadian counties?
No.
how many Canadian counties are there? We went over
8.
this in a previous
Yeah,
episode.
no, we went over. There's 8.
Is there 8?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was 12.
no,
All right,
you were.
well, continuing
we
on my
already went
list.
over this. You were wrong.
Oh, right.
Continuing on my list, I have Alaska up there for salmon, dog sledding, and just being in the great unknown and totally alone is very fascinating.
Yeah.
Hawaii, because I would like to go on a tropical vacation. I just can't afford it.
I just want to cut you off for a second, Jake, and make 4 of us hate someone else because someone here has been to Hawaii. We haven't,
And not once.
but twice.
Wisconsin, because cheese and meat.
Jeez.
Need I say more?
Cheese.
Yeah.
And meat.
Are they the ones that do the giant cheese cow or butter
Yes.
cow?
Butter cow is Iowa.
Oh.
All right, I just went from like 8 on like the bottom 10 list
On the top
to,
four.
to 9 for the butter cow.
Yeah, they've been carving a butter cow for a very long time.
Can you imagine?
How big
I
is
just
the
want to
butter
know
cow?
a couple
It is
of-
life size. I have a picture of butter cow.
Do you think all the butter comes from one cow, or like the?
I would hope
No.
not. That poor
Don't think
That's a
cow.
so.
lot of butter.
That's a
Yeah,
lot of
that's a
butter.
lot.
But I want to know, like, do they like make a gigantic block of butter and then carve it out? Do you think
I'm
they were
guessing
like
it's
putting
like-
handfuls of butter,
I was gonna say
putting
it's
handfuls of
probably more
butter on and
clay.
like scarping it? Yeah, like clay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's like, yeah, they're like bricks of butter first, and then they get.
That
kinda
also
like,
had to just be so difficult to do just because butter melts so fast.
Oh, it would have to be done in a freezer.
Yeah.
I
Or
thought-
it doesn't
Wow.
melt so fast. It just the second it becomes like even remotely room temperature, it becomes impossible to,
Doing that.
like harden,
You know?
to sculpt it all.
So, fun fact: the butter cow is only available to be seen during the Iowa State Fair. I have seen said butter cow, and the day that I went to go see the butter cow, in the morning of that day, a couple actually got permission and went into the freezer where the butter cow is on display, and actually the guy proposed to his
Aww.
now fiance in the
a
butter
butter
cow.
proposal.
That
It
is
was-
a fantastic
That's adorable.
place to propose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if
Ah,
that's made of
romance.
And then just finishing off my top 10, I have Colorado because of just it's a
Very
looks like a nice
pricey.
place to go, and Massachusetts. That is the state I would like to retire in, or just live
We
in.
are a good state to retire in.
All right,
If you like
I'm
winter.
gonna. I'll announce my top 10. Wow, I can't speak.
No.
tonight. I had a single glass of wine, y'all. Okay, so my top favorite state in this entire fucked up country that I love dearly is Massachusetts because it has Dunkin' Donuts every 30 feet.
That's
love
the reason?
Cheers! I will drink to that.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts. I am currently living in a world where there's only Starbucks, and I have to walk so far to get to a Dunkin'
That's
Donuts.
a pain.
Isn't there a Dunkin' Donuts down the street from you?
I'm saying
Yeah, but
when
if
I'm
it
at
takes
work.
8 minutes, like
I was gonna say there's
It's out of her way.
So that's my number one, Massachusetts. Love Dunkin', love Boston. Generally love the food from over there, unless I'm cooking it, and then it's like the food from Massachusetts sucks. My second favorite state is New York because the city has a great selection of food. You're going to find these are all very food based. I'm a very food based person. So number 2.
She doesn't look like it, but she actually weighs 400 pounds.
Yeah, I hide it very well. It's all under my earlobes. It's all back there.
Tucks it behind her. That's not a chair. That's just fat.
This is my back fat. So number 1 is Mass, number 2 is New York, number 3 is California, but only the top half and only the parts of Southern California that have good food that isn't overpriced.
Okay, now we're gonna run into problems with our fractioning of states here.
Hey, did you also hear the report that California wanted to split into 5 states?
They should.
Recently?
And the size of 5 states.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
All right.
Can you imagine? That would be hysterical.
Number
54
4.
states in the union.
Number 4 is Louisiana because Cajun cooking, like seafood down there, absolutely insane.
Okay,
Plus, I'm a
yeah.
slut for anything haunted. So like voodoo and haunted mansions are like, I love looking into them and like learning about them. It's so cool. Number 5 is Alaska because I get this. Okay, so I get these TikTok videos on my feed where Native Alaskans are like curing beluga blubber and like seal fat and smoked salmon for the winter. It looks so good. Oh my god, I just want to try it once in my life. It looks so freaking tasty. It looks like forbidden bacon.
8 out of her 10 top 10 states have nothing to do with anything other than her mouth.
The number 6 is Rhode Island because it strictly feeds seafood there. I have never eaten anything other than seafood in Rhode Island.
Have you not gotten the lemonades?
No, I'm allergic to citrus.
I'm stupid.
Yes, you are.
Wow, that's funny. You'd think I'd know. Wrong.
Number 7 is Nevada because my family would go out there during the summer, and that was the only time my parents didn't fight. So it was the only place I didn't experience childhood trauma.
I was totally. So first of all, that's a very nice story, but I was totally expecting you to be like, this one place in Vegas had really good food, and that's why I'm rating it so high.
I've been in Vegas multiple times while I was under the age of 12. So I've never been to Vegas as an adult to enjoy Vegas, nor do I have any desire to. I don't want to go to Vegas.
I know.
And legal prostitution's allowed there.
Maybe I do want
Thursdays.
to go to Vegas. Number 8 is Washington because contrary to what I was bitching about earlier, it's the home of Starbucks. Also,
Such a hypocrite.
it's also the home of 2 cinematic masterpieces and literary masterpieces, Twilight and 50 Shades.
Oh, yeah, of course. Where the red fern grows. And also the bridge to Terabithia. Oh, wait, no, yours.
Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey both take place in Washington. Number 9 is Colorado because they were the first ones to smarten up about weed. Number 10 is Vermont because it's like Canada Junior, also Bernie Sanders. And then number 12 specifically is New Hampshire. I don't know what the buffer state is going to be between Vermont and New Hampshire. I just know there needs to be one.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on
Rhode
that.
Island, too.
Rhode Island 2 electric
We're like,
boost.
we're like
Squeeze
Illinois
Rhode
in
Island.
there. Illinois has Chicago, and that's it.
Chicago. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
Chicago.
State. I was like,
Chicago.
So those are my top 10 plus 1 states.
Aaron, do you want to go or do you want me to?
You can go. I'll be right back.
Okay, she's abandoning
Bye.
us.
I'm abandoning
All
you.
right, so my
Run,
top,
run. Sorry.
again, not really in any real order, but I like the idea that we all have a lot of the very similar ones. It's very funny to me. I have Vermont because Vermont is very picturesque. Big fan. I have Hawaii. Hawaii's very beautiful. Unlike the southern states that are right along the border that I talked about in my bottom list, Hawaii does not have like the disgusting heat that you would think it does. So, you know, if you have a chance to go, lovely.
The entire island is under a constant ocean breeze.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
The islands
Although the
aren't
natives
big
do
Like,
enough.
say-
your point here. What's your argument here?
Yeah. The natives do say don't actually go. So as much as I would like to say you should absolutely go if you can,
Don't.
Let's all remember that Hawaii was stolen from their queen because the U.S. government was threatening the death of her people. So Hawaii is not a state willingly.
Yeah. Yep. Very beautiful, very nice, very pretty.
Does
Shouldn't
not want to be
probably
part
just-
of this.
Politically, meh.
I also have Louisiana. Again, Louisiana makes me laugh so funny because laugh so funny. Laugh.
That's
it's
words.
so funny. Hello. Because it is one of the few states that I feel actually has like direct ties to a foreign country and just like ran with it. Like
Yeah.
no other country went like, you know what? Let's think about our ancestors. And Louisiana was like, we're going to stick with France, actually.
Oui, mon ami.
Everybody else is just like, yeah, we're American now. We're going to stick with that. And Louisiana was like,
went, sure, okay, but can I be mostly French?
yeah.
It feels like Louisiana is the one and only state that has a real true culture behind it and real true traditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they have a culture because of like their actual culture, where New England states have a culture because the people decided they wanted to have a culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was mostly just like, hey, you know how we used to be British? How about we stop doing that? Well, what are we going to do? I just planned not to
be
do
British.
what they were doing.
It's time
Yeah.
for World War II.
Yeah. I have Georgia on my list. I like the concept of Georgia. Like, it just seems like a sweet southern state, like less racist than the other
Also,
ones.
they have peaches.
Okay, but I'm not a huge peach fan, so I knew that was going to come up, and I also knew I was going to have to shoot it down. Just saying. I have Rhode Island on my list. Very pretty.
Rhode
I
Island's a
also
good
have
state.
never had like a negative interaction with anyone in Rhode Island as I've just been like driving around.
I have.
Like, it just seems like a nice state.
I mean, so Rhode Island is a good state, but it's, I don't know. I've been in Rhode Island more than probably anyone here, and
Combined.
like Providence is a nightmare.
I mean, any city is really a nightmare.
I also have
Okay, hang on. I just gotta call Jake out here. Because
do you have to? Must you? Is
Jake,
it absolutely
do I have your
required?
permission to call you out here because you deserve it?
I'd rather you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Get the hell out of here. Although it is very funny, and I will roast you for it later.
Let's
Next
just
on
say
my
Jake's,
list.
Jake's a piece of shit. Moving on.
Next on my list
Okay,
is
fine.
Virginia. Is Virginia? It's very pretty. Maryland, although Maryland's state's flag sucks. Whoever was in charge of that should have gotten fired and
Why
then
do you
drawn
know
and
every
quartered.
state's flag?
I like judging things. Do you remember earlier where you said Colby learns everything about the things he hates?
Yeah,
think
you're
there's-
right.
So like
What is
my
it, Maryland
dad,
state flag?
my dad. Okay, when he was in elementary
that's
school, he had to know every single state's flag. So
Really?
yeah,
How old
Like,
is
that
your
was
dad
part of-
again?
like
100.
yeah,
They were building the flags in his elementary school.
No, okay, the Maryland state flag is stupid. I will give you that.
I mean, I think any state that has words and it's on its flag really is just like
Maryland state flag doesn't have words on it. It's
Yeah,
just
but Maryland just opted for every color on the rainbow, and they're like, "We'll just throw it all on there and figure it out." I have Pennsylvania on my top 10 because it's just a very pretty state to drive through. I don't know if you spent any time like tootling
yes.
yeah. No,
I
Pennsylvania's
hate
not bad.
driving through Pennsylvania though.
through it. You can drive
been
for like
to
100 hours, but it's very pretty.
Don't go to Philly. It's not worth it.
Yeah, well, any city. I also have Colorado and Connecticut on my top 10. Colorado is very pretty. Connecticut is also very pretty, and I like this. There's a convenience. They're like opposite ends of the spectrum. Connecticut has a convenience of like within a half an hour, you can get pretty much anywhere that you need to get anything. Colorado, it's like, yeah, you don't have to worry about somebody being like, oh, I'll just pop in because it's a fucking half-hour drive to the end of their driveway.
All right, that's fair. I never thought of it like that with Connecticut, but it's true.
Yeah, like I will say after, because I formerly lived in Connecticut, after moving to the state that I am in, it's a lot more difficult getting places. Like I have to commit.
And see, I have the opposite problem of someone who once upon a time lived in Connecticut. The state I live in now is very easy to traverse.
C'est la vie.
Which works for you, Ho, because you're so lazy.
I don't have to drive anywhere. It's so nice.
I know.
Public transit.
Well, I just
Woo!
like it baffles me just because I remember when we were down there and we ordered pizza, and to get it, we just walked up the road that your place is on and
Yeah.
got it.
My liquor store up the street. My grocery store, the nice one, 3-minute drive.
Yeah. Where
Um,
if me and Colby wanted to get pizza, we drive 5 minutes away, and that's close to us. But if we walk there, it'd be 45 minutes.
I would not.
If I want good pizza, I have to get on an airplane and fly back to New York or Connecticut.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, but who has the best pizza? Chicago.
We're not talking about
Let's
that. We don't
not
have
do
time for
this.
that.
Yeah.
We don't have
We
time
don't
for
have,
that
that's like a
tonight.
whole separate conversation.
Yeah.
We don't have time this week.
Put a
for
pin in it. Next week, we're gonna
Pizza.
redraw the states of the union and talk about pizza. I'm locking it in.
Locking it in. I like that.
So tune in next week.
For
Like
pizza
and subscribe,
and to watch.
tell your friends about us.
Tell your
No.
friends.
Join us next week for pizza and also finding out what new state you live in.
Because it's our decision.
It's our
Not
decision.
yours.
We five will change the United States for the better. Trust us.
Change the world forever.
And we promised that in one episode at some point we will talk about how all of us introduced our lives into sex. That's not what I wanted. How sex was introduced into our lives from our parents. That's even worse. Anyways.
The hoe may or may not be from Alabama.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay,
goodbye.
Hey, Colby needs to make
Wait.
a jingle.
Oh, Colby, jingle
Wait,
time.
I didn't get
Quick.
to do my top
Oh,
10.
Aaron.
Oh.
Aaron, your top 10. Go.
All right, starting with thank you.
Colby, give us a jingle too.
Quick, Aaron.
I'm
Rattle them
thinking
off
about
right
it.
now.
So number 10 is Florida. It makes both lists because it's both equally terrible and entertaining. Number 8 is Washington because of the same reason the Ho gave, and it's
You skipped 9.
Twilight.
You skipped 9.
No, that was number 9. Number 8 is Hawaii because it's pretty. Number 7 is New York. Number 6 is Louisiana for the same thing as Colby says, but also the ghosts.
Ooh.
Number 5 is Maine. 3, 4, and 5 are Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and that's because of moose. Number 2 is Rhode Island because it's pretty and it's surrounded by ocean. And number 1 is Massachusetts because I'm biased.
At least she's honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair. She did say she was basing hers off of vibes, so.
Very true.
We have pretty good vibes.
I
Hey.
love Massachusetts. Starts soon. So excited.
Okay, goodbye. Oh, wait, the jingle.
Bye.
Yeah, jingle time.
And this week we are done. We'll see you next week when the time does come. Also, words that like to rhyme. Rearranging states and pizza time. Yay!
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Peepus.